people. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another video. Welcome to another vlog, another blog on the channel Journey with Kevin. This is your boy Hearted Kevin, father figure, Uncle Lobster. Today I just want to talk to you guys about one of my dirty habits that I had to give up for the sake of being a good dad, a good parent. And I am really happy that I made that decision. And I feel really good that I want to talk to you about it. Okay, so basically, how I came from being a what do you call it? A smoke addict, not a smokeaholic, but a smoke addict. Or I was addicted to smoking cigarettes to not smoking cigarettes any at all. So if I should give this video a title, I should say, how did I quit smoking cigarettes? So basically, when I was in Jamaica, I never really smoked cigarettes much. I would say one every now and then. One pack would serve me a month basically because it was just for style. Then I migrated to Canada and I realized that one of the breaks that you get in Canada, you're entitled to your smoke break if you're a smoker. So all of a sudden I just decided, okay, this is cool. I was doing security work and I wasn't getting a lot of time off. I wasn't getting a lot of breaks because I was doing the night shifts and I'm getting tired being at work from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. I was working as a dispatcher. So I'm always answering the phone, taking phone calls, blah blah blah. So then I don't get breaks. And when I realized my supervisor was always taking smoke breaks, so she asked me one day if I smoke. So I said yeah. So she said, how comes you don't smoke at work? Because I said I don't like when my uniform is smelling of smoke. So I smoke when I'm home or before I come to work. And she's like, oh, that's good. Lucky for you. The only break we get at work is smoke breaks. So that was how I started smoking even more. Then I started dating this woman who was a smoke addict. This woman would smoke a pack of cigarette every single day. Can I tell you? One pack every day. There's 24 hours in a day and the pack of cigarette is 25. She smokes a pack and more sometimes per day. It reached to a point where she wasn't able to afford her cigarettes and I was the one buying cigarettes for her. I was buying cigarettes by the cartons, by the packs, by the like 2 cartons with like 10 comes in the carton and I'm buying 2, 3, 4 sometimes just to keep her and her smoking habit. And the more I buy is the more she smokes. So then I started smoking with her because if you understand about smoking, when you smoke it changes the smell of your breath. It gives your breath a different odor. So if you are communicating with somebody who smokes, if that person doesn't brush immediately after, brush the teeth immediately after, or chew some mint or drink something to change the flavor of their mouth, then their mouth will have an odor. A lot of people, that's why their mouth stink. Well, for me, I never got to the point where I had a stink mouth because as soon as I smoke, I would be like chewing on a gum or drinking some juice or something. Most of the times when I'm smoking, I'm drinking too. Like whatever I'm drinking, whether it's juice or alcohol. So it builds the vibes and then just take away the odor. Anyways, this person wouldn't go a day without smoking. So then for me to be dating somebody who's smoking, like being the male in the relationship, it kind of gives me an ego thing where I decided, you know what, I'm going to smoke some more because I'm buying all these cigarettes and you're the only one who's smoking it. So why not enjoy my money too, or why not make use of my money too? Then it became a time when I'm like, this is not me. I don't want to be smoking because I want to be that male in the relationship, or I don't want to be smoking because it's my money buying the cigarettes. Like what am I doing to my body at the same time? Then when I started dating, when she and I broke up, I said to myself, okay, this is how I'm going to start saving my money. Every money that I would use to buy a cigarette, I'm going to start putting it down. To be honest with you, I was able to buy my first car from saving all that cigarette money. Every month we're buying cigarette plus weed because that person used to smoke a lot of weed too. $50 weed for the week, sometimes more. And I'm buying these weed or whatever because you know when you're in a relationship with somebody, I'm the type of person I love to please my partner. So whatever I see that my partner needs or wants, I will always try to make sure that the needs and the wants are being met, they're fulfilled. So if we go to the store and I see you looking at a shirt or a blouse or shirt or pants or underwear, whatever, and I see you have a passion for like, oh I really like this is really cute, then Once I have money, I'll go back and I'll buy it for you smartly and surprise you. That's me. I like to do those things. So from time to time I realized that, you know what, I need to start saving. It was hard to save in that relationship because the demands were very high. Like, you know, them kind of high maintenance woman, they will always want like some ambulance. All right, I'm not here to put anybody on blast. Anyways, after we broke up, I decided I'm gonna be saving. So when I did my calculations every month, like, remember, a pack of cigarette per day, a pack of cigarette at the time was like $14. Depending on the brand cigarette, it might be 12 or $9. So in my budget, I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna be putting away $5 every day from that cigarette smoking money. $5 every day. In less than a year, I was able to buy a car. Not gonna say it was an expensive car, whatever, but if I can save $5 every day, at the end of the month, that's 30. 5 times 30, that's 150. And I keep going and going and going. 150 times 10 is like 1,500. Plus, I was saving alcohol money because we used to drink a lot. So every week we go on a party. For the week, we go like 3-4 party, or we hit the bars. That's like maybe $150 a week was done to alcohol. I put that down on my car money. Also, we were always buying weed, $50 weed every week. So that again was like almost $200 more. So when I start putting the 150 for the cigarette, the 200 for the weed, that's 350, and then the alcohol will be maybe another 150. So that's like 300 plus 150, roughly 500, 450, 500. I started putting away those money, 500 a month, 500 a month. In less than a year, I was able to buy my first car from all that smoky money. I was able to put money together and take out my license. I had to pay to do my G. Well, I had my G1 and I was gonna skip the G2 and go straight to the G because I came here as a Jamaican driver, but because I wanted discount on my insurance, so I decided to go to the driving school so I could have the credit added towards my insurance, where I'll get 25% discount on insurance for life. Any vehicle I buy, any amount of vehicle I buy or own, 25% discount for life, because I went to the driving school. Not that I needed to, but for me it was gonna save me in the long run. So I was able to save from that money, took $700 from that money to go and pay for my driving school, and still was able to buy a car. So what I'm saying, people, if you have a smoke addict problem, there are ways that you can cut down if you want to cut down. You have to find a purpose or a reason to stop smoking before you can stop smoking. I wanted to buy me a car, and I decided the fastest way to achieve the money was to quit smoking. How did I quit smoking? It never happened overnight. When I used to buy a carton of cigarette, I start by buying one pack instead of a carton. Remember, she was smoking, I was smoking. So I was smoking really hard because it got to a point where I was smoking like 10, 15 a day to match up to the person I'm with. But I was never the type who wants to get up out of my bed in the middle of the night to go and smoke. She would. But for me, I would smoke before I go to bed, smoke when I wake up, smoke while we're driving in the car, smoke to work, smoke at work. It was always like smoke 8, 10, 15 a day. Sometimes I was smoking. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be this type of person. So after the breakup, I started to wean myself. I came down from a pack a day to like, well, close to a pack a day, because when I was more, if we party and night we were partying, then yes, I'll go for the pack. But if it's a night where we're not partying, maybe 15 to 10. So after the breakup, I decided I'm going down to 5 per day. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But how did I master the art of coming down from a addict to smoking 5 a day? When I wake up in the morning, instead of smoking first in the morning, I'll get up and I make me a cup of tea. I savor the moment, or savor the moment, or try to draw out the urge of wanting to smoke. So when I get up in the morning, first thing I would want to do is smoke. Then after I smoke, I brush my teeth. Instead, what I do when I get up, the first thing I do, I make a cup of tea. So while I wait for the tea to be ready, that's like 15 minutes lapse. When I'm done drinking my tea, I'll go and I'll brush my teeth. Another 15 to 20 minutes lap. I'll go back in the kitchen and I'll make me something to eat. An hour would pass fast. So there goes my first cigarette break, or my first chance of smoking. An hour pass. Then I would say, okay, when I'm getting to do this, I'm gonna do this. I'll smoke in the next hour. When the next hour comes, I'll tell myself, you know what? Let me wait another hour. I can do this. I stagger it to another hour. So I go from smoking every hour, every 2 hours, to every 3 or 4 hours. So you take time and break out of it. when I reach, like, say I wake up 8 o'clock in the morning after staggering for breakfast, not having it first thing, brush my teeth, blah blah blah. 8 o'clock take me up until 11. Then I'll say let me have my first smoke at 12. When I have my first smoke at 12, then I'll let it serve me. Not until I'm going to work, because I used to go to work 4 o'clock. My shift starts at 4, so I would leave home by 3. When I smoke at 12, I would say to myself then, let me try if I smoke at 4 or not smoke at 4. Then I'm like, okay, let me not smoke, because then I stopped working very shortly after that, or around the time when the breakup was happening. But I was trying to wind down off the smoking from then. So let me just be clear with that. When I know that my body was programmed to go into work at 4 p.m. So when I get to 4 p.m., I'm like, let me wait until 5 o'clock to smoke. So the point I'm trying to make is when you feel like you want to do it, you try to tell yourself, give yourself some more time. You strategize yourself and say, in the next hour. When the hour comes, you say, in the next hour. When the hour comes, you say, in the next hour. Till you can't stretch it no more, you take one. The next day, the next night, the same thing. When I go to party with my friends, what I started doing, I'm like, I'm not gonna be drinking too much, because when I drink, then I want to smoke. I'm trying to break away from smoking, so let me cut down on the drinking. So you have to make sacrifice when you want to do things, if you want to reach somewhere in life. I started saving more and more money, saving for rainy day, because I'm saving the cigarette money. When I go to security work at nights, then I'll take a smoke break in order to get some fresh air, because being inside the club searching people 6 hours, 5 hours is like a lot of work on your back. So you need a break to stand up and stretch. So I'll say let me have a smoke break. I'll go and I smoke. Some of the times I'm out there and I light the cigarette and I'm just watching the cigarette burn. I'm literally having the cigarette in my hand and just watching the cigarette burn, because I don't want to smoke. I'm not there to smoke. I just need a break. And if I take a break and there's nothing in my hand and somebody comes in the line, then I'm going to go back to searching again. But when the cigarette is in my hand, then I'm not going to search a patron with the smoke on me, so my smoke can pass on to them. What if the person doesn't smoke and I have the smoke blowing in their face? It's not professional. So that was one of my excuses to get a break. And then I'm like, when Natasha and I started dating again, I told her that, you know what, if this baby, like if you get pregnant and it works out and the baby comes to life and everything, once we pass the first trimester, then I'm going to eventually quit cigarette smoking. My daughter is always asking me to quit smoking cigarettes. She doesn't like it, and she's always begging me, like, when are you gonna quit? I don't like the smell. Sometimes she'll come around me and she'll start to cough, and I think she fakes it just to let me see that the cigarette is acting up her allergy or something. She coughs. Yo, she has something else though. She come around me and she just start cough. Why are you smoking? Why are you smoking? And then she comes and she smells me and she's like, you smoke. You said you're gonna quit. Why are you still smoking? I can smell it all over you. And I just get tired of her bickering every day about me smoking. When it was time for me to have my surgery in March, I decided that, you know what, my surgery is coming up. It's time for me to quit. March, I just went cold turkey. Remember, I went from a pack a day to 10 a day to 5 a day. 2019, I started going down to 3 a day, then 2 a day, 1, and then none. Last year, when I was working at the club, I was only smoking on weekends, because I stopped smoking in the week. Worse, I was going to Centennial. At Centennial, you cannot smoke on the premises. I don't want my students or my friends or my classmates to know that I smoke, because I'm like a reputable person in the community and in the school and the classroom. So I don't want them to see me smoking and feel like, okay, I'm preaching one thing and doing something else. So the ego again, where me being a role model is concerned, is like, I'm not going to be telling people not to be smoking and I'm there smoking. I'm one of the persons who practice what I preach. If I tell you not to smoke because smoking is not good for you, then why am I doing it? I'm living a double standard life. I never wanted to be that type of person. So I stopped smoking while I was at school. I've only smoked a Sentinel once, and the reason why I did it, a teacher asked me, like, she's like, do you have a lighter? I'm like, how do you know I smoke? She's like, you look like you smoke. I'm like, really? Well, I don't really smoke, but I'm trying to quit. And she was like, oh, well, I'm going for a smoke, so if you want to come, you can come. I'm like, I'll come with you, but I'm not going to smoke. For some reason, when I got there, she lighted the cigarette, and she was like, oh, do you want one? I'm like, Lily, didn't I tell her I'm trying to quit? And she said, I know, but it's just one. So peer pressure. I'm like, okay, take this one done. That was the only time I ever smoked on Sentinel campus. Was more to the play field, so it's not at the campus. Anyways, when Natasha got pregnant, first trimester, I'm like, okay, there goes. Then I started to win myself down to one a week, sometime less. When I was doing my placements in January, December and January coming up, the guys where I work, they smoke a lot. Sometimes I would go on smoke breaks with them, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna stand there and watch them smoke, so it's best I just smoke too. Then I started falling into it again, and I'm like, nope, I'm trying to quit. When my friend was coming from Jamaica in January, I asked him to carry up some smoke for me. And he was like, I thought you said you were quitting. I'm like, yeah, but I'm working among some people and it's hard to quit. And then while I was there, I'm like, this is not me. I say I'm giving it up. Why am I falling back into it? I said to one of my coworkers, here's 2 pack. I said to the next one, here's 2 pack. I got 10 packs and I gave away 2. I went to work and I gave away 2. So I only got 4 packs out of the 10 in the carton. So from January to March, I was smoking that 4 pack of cigarette. When March came, Corona came, and I stopped doing security work. I'm like, okay, there goes. I don't have to go to placement anymore to see anybody who's smoking. I'm not going to security work to need a break where I need to be smoking. So I went cold turkey. I had like a pack or something left in the house, and I'm like, I'm not gonna have it. Long story short, I went from pack to 15 to 10 to 5 to 1 a week, 2 a week, none a week, until 3 weeks passed. I never smoked. 4 weeks passed. I never smoked. Then it reached to almost 2 months. I didn't smoke. In July, I was taking out some documents in my bookstore where I store my books from school, and I buck up on a pack of Mataran, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna smoke this and just finish it and done. You know, temptation. When that pack was finished, I realized that, oh, I have nothing more to do. No, I need another pack. I went and I bought another pack. I'm like, pure pressure, like temptation. Why did I even let myself fall into this trap? When I went and I smoked about 7 out of it, it's like it started giving me a headache. And I'm like, yeah, this is it. No more. It's giving me a headache. About 20 days after that, that was in July, in August, the 31st of July, the last day in July, I got the email that there is a space that I could do my top surgery on the 18th of August. Somebody canceled basically, or some space came up, some miracle happened. If I want to do the surgery, I have to stop smoking immediately. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I want to do the surgery because I've been waiting for over a year. So yes, I want to do the surgery. So Tasha was pregnant. My surgery was coming up. I had to quit for my surgery. That was in August. Cigarette, that is. I still take a draw now and then, once every month, once every 2 weeks, when we feel a vibes, or I just feel like, okay, I'm in a zone and I just want to release. I'll take a one draw, but not cigarette. You know what I'm talking. The medicated weed, because you know in Canada they have the medicated one that you can get it from the medicated stores. Yeah, the good stuff. So I quit smoking since July, the 31st of July. August, September, October, November, 4 months. I'm not going back to smoking cigarette. I don't want to go back to smoking cigarette because cigarette don't really smell good and it's a waste of time. So persons out there who are watching my video, you're smoking cigarette, it's not good for your health. But cigarette is not the only thing that's not good for your health. But for me, I made a decision to stop smoking cigarette, and I hope I never get back to smoking it again because I don't really get anything out of it, to be honest. I don't know what people got out of it. I don't really get anything out of it apart from me wasting my money. That's what I think. But anyways, people, another video, another day, another vlog. How I came from smoking or being a smoke addict to not smoking cigarettes anymore. How did I quit smoking? Like I said, one of my backup plan to quit smoking was for my baby. I don't want to be around my baby and I'm smelling of cigarette. And also when I was trying to quit smoking, I tell myself I'm not going to smoke in my car and I'm not going to smoke in my house. So the moment I have those two rules, I'm not going to break my own rules. I don't make my rules and break them. I keep them. So in the winter when it's so cold, who you think out there go put on jacket to smoke cigarette? Not me. I'm not going to put on a winter jacket to go outside in the cold to smoke one cigarette. It ain't that important. It's not an important. I also drink. People would say they could never be like me. I have so much alcohol inside my house, and days and weeks go by and I don't take a sip. You have to discipline yourself. How broke people to become alcoholic and smoke addict? You're already broke. You're already broke. How are you going to feed these habits? How are you going to buy the things you want? How are you going to buy the cigarette and the weed and the alcohol if you're broke? You don't have a job. And then the persons who sell these things are the ones who are making all the money, and you're there broke, can't even pay your bills. Come on, people, prioritize. How it is that you don't have food to eat, your phone bill was not paid, your light bill wasn't paid, but you have a pack of cigarette in your pocket and a big spliff around the back of your ears. No make no sense. And you know look good. I'm not saying it because I'm out of it now. When I was doing it, I never liked it. That's why I was hiding it. That's why a lot of people didn't even know I smoke, because I don't walk around with smoke box and in my car. You go inside some people's car and you wonder if are you inside of a car or something, because there's cigarette butts and there is tobacco ashes and trashes all over the vehicle. Like, mm-mm. It's not cute. It's not cute. So to each his own. If I that you like, I that you like. To each his own. Me like woman, and some people that say it's wrong. So I just saw the things. Pick your battles. Pick your struggle. Pick your battle and choose your struggle. So you go. So yes, people, that was just me telling you how I quit smoking. If you like this video, if you're trying to quit smoking, you can try my style. It might work for you. Like I said, try to space it out. If you used to smoke every hour, try to space it out for 2 hours. So instead of smoking 25 packs or 25 cigarettes a day, 24 cigarettes a day, you might go down to smoking 12. After you master it for every 2 hours, then you start going for every 3 hours. It's not gonna happen overnight. You must have the determination. Just like I'm on my weight loss diet and I've lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. My aim is to go to 40 pounds. When I lose 40 pounds, then I'll go back to kind of normal routine, but I'm not gonna be eating a lot of fatty food like I was before, a lot of fast food like I was before. But also understand, I did my top surgery, so I wasn't able to cook the food I wanted to eat. I wasn't able to eat healthy. I was doing a lot of takeouts because after the surgery, then my wife gave birth. None of us was able to cook, so we were doing a lot of fast food. So that's kind of messed up my diet. So now I'm trying to get back down to size a little bit. I like being big. I like my big body. I'm not trying to get slim. I just want to lose maybe 40 pounds, because after the surgery, before the surgery, I was 217 pounds. After the surgery, I went up to 232 the last time I weighed. So now I'm trying to get back down, because this morning when I weighed, I was 212, 13, somewhere there. I've been dieting for 2 weeks and I dropped from 232 to 213. Like the scale kind of have a little 3 pounds. The scale kind of like a 3 pound edge. So when I say 213, I know I'm at 210, but me not gamble. But let's just say work with the 213 for now. But my aim is to get down to at least 180. It's gonna be hard. If I can get to 180, 190, it's gonna be hard, but I still wanna try. When I came to Canada, I was weighing 204 pounds. So if I can get back to 200 or 190, I'm cool. I'm not stressing to go to 180. I'm 40 years old. I'm 39, almost 40. So I'm not trying to look like a 15, 25-year-old guy, stud, trans. No. I love me how I am. I'm just trying to lose a little of the belly weight. So that will be another video. Another day I'll talk about my weight loss journey, what I took, and how it worked. Maybe it might work for you. So people, until next time, until next video, I am out of here.